A small town, a big crime, a dark secret. The town of Millbrook was the kind of place where everyone knew your name, your business, and what you had for dinner last Tuesday. Population 3,847, one main street, 3 churches, and 0 secrets, or so they thought. But on the morning of October 15th, everything changed, because sometimes the darkest secrets hide in the brightest places. If you're enjoying this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more thrilling tales. Sarah Chen had been the town librarian for 12 years. Every morning at 7 a.m., she'd unlock the old brick building on Maple Street, make her coffee, and prepare for another quiet day among the stacks. But this morning was different. The back door was ajar. Not broken, not forced, just open, as if someone had a key. Sarah's heart hammered as she pushed it wider and stepped into the archives room. Papers were scattered everywhere. Filing cabinets hung open like gaping mouths. And there, in the center of the chaos, was a metal lockbox she'd never seen before, its contents spilled across the floor. Photographs, dozens of them, all showing the same thing: Mayor Richard Thornton accepting thick envelopes from a man Sarah didn't recognize. The timestamps went back 15 years, but it was the ledger that made Sarah's blood run cold. Names, dates, dollar amounts, and beside each one, a single word: paid. Her hands trembled as she reached for her phone, but before she could dial, a voice spoke from the doorway. "I wouldn't do that if I were you, Sarah." She spun around. Deputy Marcus Webb stood there, his usually friendly face now hardened into something unrecognizable. "Marcus? What is all this?" "Something that should have stayed buried," he said quietly. "Just like poor Jenny Hartwell." Jenny Hartwell, the college student who'd disappeared 5 years ago. Everyone assumed she'd run away to the city. Everyone except her mother, who'd died of a broken heart 2 years later, still believing her daughter would come home. Sarah backed away slowly. Jenny didn't run away, did she? Marcus's jaw tightened. She found out about the mayor's deal with Brennan Industries. They were dumping toxic waste in Copper Creek, paying Thornton to look the other way. Jenny was going to expose it. She was going to ruin everything. "So you killed her?" Sarah's voice was barely a whisper. "I didn't have a choice." Marcus's composure cracked. "Do you know what Brennan pays this town? The new school, the medical clinic, the jobs. That all comes from their donations. Jenny was going to destroy Millbrook over some creek water." "It wasn't just creek water," Sarah said, her mind racing, remembering. "My sister's cancer, the Henderson twins' birth defects, old Mr. Patterson's liver failure. It was the water, wasn't it?" Marcus said nothing, but his silence was answer enough. Sarah's phone was still in her hand. If she could just— "Don't," Marcus warned, his hand moving to his gun. "I don't want to hurt you, Sarah. I've known you since high school. But I will protect this town. By killing its people." Sarah's voice rose. "You're not protecting Millbrook, Marcus. You're poisoning it." Footsteps echoed in the library's main hall. Marcus's eyes darted toward the sound. It was now or never. Sarah grabbed the ledger and ran, ducking through the stacks as Marcus shouted behind her. She knew this library better than anyone. Every aisle, every corner, every exit. She burst through the front door into the crisp October morning. Main Street was coming alive with the breakfast crowd. She had witnesses now. "Help!" she screamed. "Someone call the state police!" People stopped and stared. Mrs. Patterson froze mid-step outside the diner. Tom Baker dropped his newspaper, and Mayor Thornton, walking toward his office, went pale as death. Marcus emerged from the library, but he couldn't draw his weapon now, not with dozens of eyes watching. "Sarah's confused," he called out, forcing a smile. "She's had a shock." "He killed Jenny Hartwell." Sarah held up the ledger. "And Mayor Thornton has been taking bribes to let Brennan Industries poison our water. It's all here. 15 years of payments, of cover-ups, of lies. The crowd murmured, uncertain. These were pillars of their community. Could it be true? Then a voice cut through the confusion. She's right. Everyone turned. Father Michael O'Connor stood on the church steps across the street, his weathered face grave. Jenny came to me before she disappeared, he continued. She told me everything. I've carried that confession for 5 years, bound by my vows. But I won't watch another person die for the truth. He looked at Marcus. I know what you did, Marcus. God knows what you did. The crowd's mood shifted. Doubt became anger. Whispers became shouts. Mayor Thornton tried to run. He made it 3 steps before Tom Baker tackled him to the ground. Marcus looked around at the faces he'd known his whole life, faces now filled with betrayal and rage. His hand moved toward his gun. Don't, Sarah said firmly. It's over, Marcus. Let it be over. 3 months later, Sarah stood at Copper Creek with a small crowd. The EPA had shut down Brennan Industries. The cleanup would take years, but the water was finally getting safer. They'd found Jenny Hartwell's remains where Marcus said they'd be, buried in the woods behind the old quarry. Her mother hadn't lived to see her come home, but at least now she could rest beside her. Marcus Webb and Richard Thornton were awaiting trial. The investigation had uncovered a dozen more officials across 3 counties involved in the scheme. The scandal had made national news. But Millbrook was healing. The town had elected Sarah to the city council. She'd promised transparency, accountability, and justice, things Millbrook should have had all along. As she watched the creek water flow clear for the first time in years, Sarah thought about secrets, about how they grow in darkness, about how a small town's big crime was made possible by everyone choosing not to see. Never again, she whispered to the wind. Behind her, a memorial bench bore a simple plaque. Jennifer Hartwell. She spoke truth. She will not be forgotten. Sometimes the smallest towns hide the biggest secrets, and sometimes it takes just one person with the courage to speak up to bring the darkness into the light. Millbrook would never be the same, but perhaps that was exactly what it needed. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more gripping tales of mystery, crime, and justice. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a story. What did you think of Sarah's choice? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, remember, the truth always has a way of surfacing. Like and subscribe for more.